The Blackhawks lose. Is that even allowed? What the hell? 6-3 to Jonathan Toews and the Jets. We'll wrap it up next on the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show. Almost Halloween. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. It's Bet365. I'm Jay Zawoski. That's Mario Tirabassi.
Hello.
That is my Greek brother, Joey Christopoulos, over there.
Hello.
Running the show. You're in the chat. We're going to talk to you. Hit that like button for us. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube page as well. If you're listening on the podcast, we love you very much. Please follow and subscribe on your favorite app. The Hawks lose 6-3 to the Winnipeg Jets. And yeah, if you're joining us and you don't have Hawks games and you just come to see what happened after the game, it looks ugly. But I'm here to tell you, and I'm not sugarcoating this thing. They were there. They were there. I'm going to say they got goalied by Connor Hellebuyck. They kind of got goalied by Spencer Knight.
Yeah, reverse.
Because he had a bad game. There's no way. I will not sugarcoat that. It was a bad game for Spencer Knight. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, to me, they were right there with Winnipeg in terms of generating chances, getting pucks on net, high danger chances, all that stuff. This game was pretty even. But at the end of the day, Connor Hellebuyck played like Connor Hellebuyck, and Spencer Knight had an off night. And it was, and I'll say too, as we said in the pregame show, this was going to be a big challenge for this team because of the talent they had. The young defense struggled. There were some young defensive mistakes made in this game.
They all had a rough night at the same time. They all decided tonight was going to be a rough night.
Dress 9 defensemen.
I have a hard time being like really upset about this game in a 6-3 loss. Like, it looks worse than it actually felt. But yeah, you know, the third goal for Winnipeg right at the beginning of that second period, Rinzel gets beat. The second goal, Crevier, I don't know where he's going.
Yeah, it's a bad read from Crevier.
The opening goal, the power play goal, I think it was Murphy, kind of caught between defending two guys.
Yep.
And the Mesnikov is there, and he makes a great shot. So like, yeah, I just think the defenseman didn't really give Spencer Knight a lot of help tonight, and then Spencer Knight didn't help himself. I know you hate the term, but definitely a couple he'd want back.
No, he probably wants all 6-pack, but I would say
it's more
3 of them were kind of.
It's more that there are goals that ended up in the back of the net that you would expect Spencer Knight to make saves on.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially that. The fifth one, the one off the post, off his skating in, it looked like he thought it was going wider than it did.
Yeah.
And then it hits the post, and, you know, the giveth and taketh. You get the bounce off the glass for the opening goal for the Hawks, and then the bounce off the post doesn't give you any help there for Knight. So it's, you know, it's a rough one, but it's not one that I'm going to lose my mind over because, like you said, like, they were in it. They had pretty much an advantage at 5-on-5.
Right.
So I'm not terribly upset over that one.
No, me neither. The third, the Scheifele goal, that was soft. It just stunk through him. You just mentioned the fifth one. I think the 6-1-2, you got. I know he's like looking for an opportunity to get off the ice to bring on the extra skater, but he's got to hug that post. Whatever. Look, every goalie's going to have a.
That's
night
also
like
a sick shot. Right.
Yeah.
To sneak it right over his shoulder, right past his ear like that. Like that's a low percentage shot, but the elite players can make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's again.
Yeah. It's one of those. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Life goes on, right?
Yeah. But there were some bright moments in this. I thought Connor Bedard looked fantastic all night. Not sure how he did not get an assist on Vlasic's goal, but he got one on Burakovsky's, and we're going to get to that too. That was maybe the goal of the year so far.
For this Hawks team, at least, yeah.
But Bedard is just playing. I mean, we have talked about this ad nauseum, but now like the stats are starting to show up too. 1 assist plus 1, 21-26 of ice time. He had 3 shots on goal, 7 shot attempts. Does that feel inaccurate to you?
3 shots on goal, 7 shot attempts.
Yeah. Doesn't feel like he had way more.
I thought he had
at
least more attempts.
Yeah.
I'd say a lot of them seemed like they were getting blocked, but he was at least on the mission of I'm going to try and keep firing, to put the pressure on Hellebuyck. But yeah, I think he had a really good night, reflective from our friends at the blue, green, purple lines.
Yes.
He was the top rated Hawk. By the game score metric, followed by Burakovsky, Ryan Green, who we should also talk about tonight,
Yes, we should.
Connor Murphy, and Artem Levshinov were your top 5 skaters. So Bedard was trying his darndest to make an impact on this game, and we talked about it. Facing Connor Hellebuyck, the way he's performed this season for the Jets is comparable to the way Spencer Knight has played for the Blackhawks this season, besides this game, where you're a team that's not generating a lot of chances, but you're making the most of them, and then you're getting elite level goaltending. That's hard to beat on a night-to-night basis. A guy like Connor Hellebuyck, who's a multi-time Vezina winner, MVP last year, like he is the man in the NHL.
I mean, for a goalie to win an MVP award, and I know there's people probably firing up their keyboards right now, but he sucks in the playoffs. It's not the playoffs. We are currently not in the playoffs. So
not yet.
Like in the regular season, for a goalie to win MVP has to be undeniably outstanding. Also, he's beating Nathan McKinnon and Connor McDavid. Yeah. Like think of the names that he is hurdling to win that award.
They said on the broadcast it's only happened 8 times.
Yeah, I mean
that's a goalie's been
in
MVP.
The history of the game.
Yeah,
that's pretty wild. So he is that dude, and there's going to be those nights. And so the fact that you got 2, I guess if you want to, you beat him twice. Let's put it that way.
2 and a gift.
Yeah, but I mean, if you my kind of some synopsis is, if the Hawks play every game like this, they're probably going to win more than they lose. You want to minimize the mistakes of the young defensemen. Lessons learned, right?
Offensively, if you play like this.
If Spencer Knight plays an average game, I'm not even saying an average Spencer Knight game, but like a replacement level starter game, it's probably a 1-goal loss. I just, I'm trying to muster up the about this one, and it's just not there. It's just not there.
Yeah, it's also still early in the season.
Yeah,
it's game 11, and I think this is the first game that I'm truly disappointed in the collective effort. I would say, the execution. I'm disappointed in the execution, mainly by the defenseman. You want better from Spencer Knight too, but I think this is what this is one of those games that it's kind of like this is what you sign up for with playing these many young defensemen, is that Wyatt Kaiser is not going to be a stud every night.
Yeah.
Sam Rinzel, Artem Levshinov, Crevier, like they're gonna have those moments, and it's just one of those times where it just kind of feels like all their moments lined up in the same game. So that's tough to overcome. Getting 3 on Connor Hellebuyck is like that's like a good night most nights against him. So you want to have a little bit more of the defensive help and the goaltending help to keep you in a game like this. I mean, this is why Winnipeg was, President's Trophy winners last year. Like they're a very good team. That top line of Velarde and Scheifele and Kyle Connor, like they killed them tonight. And those guys are all high level, elite level, Olympic level players that you can't let them have a hot night against you.
No, and they're gonna have good nights against most teams. It's just what they do when you're that elite. That's what you're gonna do. We got to talk about Burakovsky's goal. If you missed it. Bedard, and I would love to know, was he shooting or was he shot passing? Because it looked like a shot, but it went right on the tape to Burakovsky, who is a little bit, if you're facing Connor Hellebuyck, as if you're shooting on him, a little bit to his right. Then Burakovsky pulls it between his legs, shoots between his legs, behind his back, over the shoulder. Nothing that Hellebuyck could have done there. But what a pass by Bedard. Maybe the goal of the year so far from Burakovsky. And I liked his game a lot today, Burakovsky. That line with him and Green and Bedard is really starting to get some chemistry.
It's working.
He had 1 shot and 3 total shot attempts. Obviously, the 1 goal plus 1 in 1954. But what I saw from Burakovsky was a guy who was just very adept at like navigating the zone, kind of weaving in, finding space, finding looks, finding opportunities to throw the puck in front, find an open teammate. Just feels like he is working his way and learning how to play with Connor Bedard, which I think, as many Hawks players back in the Dynasty days used to say, it was hard to play with Patrick Kane because he was unpredictable. Connor Bedard is similar, kind of a freewheeler out there. You kind of have to know what his tendencies are, and Burakovsky is starting to learn that, and that chemistry showing. And then you add in Ryan Green, who plays just a very simple, straightforward game, but he's got, I think, more skill than he gets credit for.
Yeah.
Do I think he is a career top 6 player? No, I don't. But has he shown a little more hands, a little more offensive, intelligence than I expected? Yes, he has. He does not look like a guy holding on for dear life on the top line. I think he's been an asset to that line.
It's an incredible opportunity that he's been getting. He's also on the second power play unit. Like, to get that as a guy that is playing his 11th game this season when you were supposed to be going to Rockford, like, talk about taking advantage of an opportunity. Jeff Blashill categorized his game as being very cerebral. And I think for a guy at his age, 21, 22 years old, just coming out of college, like, that is a really nice compliment to get from your head coach. And, being moved from the 4th line to the 3rd line with, injuries, and now he was moved up originally because Burakovsky was out. So then he was skating in that spot. Now Burakovsky's back, and those 3 seem to be working well together the last 2 games that they've played. Green's a guy that I think there's a lot of trying to fit guys into roles right now and kind of project out like who's going to be what. And he's kind of proving like we don't need to pigeonhole a lot of these guys right now because there's still a lot of untapped potential and what they can be at the NHL level. So, I think a lot of the conversation was, Ryan Green, he can be a nice bottom 6 center. And that's probably still what he probably could be, but he's showing you, like, given an opportunity, he's a guy that can go out there and play with. He's already been forced to play with a lot of different teammates, especially with the 11 forward setup. It just naturally rolls with different matchups, different trios playing together out there. But to get an opportunity to play with Bedard and Burakovsky and play the way he has, really impressive. Like I said, metric of game score, he was 3rd best tonight behind Bedard and Burakovsky. That line was really working.
It just, to me, that's how it looked. Yeah. On the ice for 12 shot attempts for 8 against. That's a 60% Corsi. Expected goals for percentage 51.38. He was very, very solid.
Mm-hmm. And he can win some faceoffs.
Well, and that's something his team needs, right? And I think that's a big part of why he has remained here is because of his ability to win faceoffs. But I think, he won 6 of 9 today, nice. 67% for the Hawks.
Wait, 6 of 9 is 67%?
Yeah, that's double nice. That's nice for all generations.
Nice. We can all have fun.
That has been running rampant through the CHGO shows this week.
By the way,
Luke did it the other day.
I am leaning into it now because I'm actively trying to kill it.
Yes, exactly. When Luke did it the other day, I was like, "This is the beginning of the end."
Yeah,
yes,
good.
Yes,
we're doing it.
Hey, the Hawks are running it into the ground.
Yes,
but you know what? Every time anybody is shown on the video board at the UC, they're all doing this. So you know what?
Hey, it used to be the dab, and then I killed that by dabbing at my daughter. So everybody's welcome for that.
The dab
now
is
it's
dead?
6-7.
Oh man.
Oh, the dab is way dead. It's been killed. I'm gonna change. I have a little flexible skeleton on my porch. I'm either gonna have him doing this, Well, maybe that's not obvious enough without movement.
Animatronically going up and
Oh,
down.
an
That's
animat-
amazing.
We have
An
not popped for the
animatronic skeleton doing this. Oh,
Or I was
man.
going to have him dabbing, but I don't know.
Sad.
I might have him dabbing just to annoy my daughter, which is what I live for.
A skeleton doing the gritty, also probably pretty cool.
Oh, see,
Oh,
you got
man.
some high-priced skeletons. Mine is barely hanging on.
You need,
all right,
you
we got to
need
hit the
AI
break
for
zone.
that.
We got to hit the break zone. We'll continue discussion of this game
Pucks?
and get your super chats.
Pucks?
Game pucks.
Quickly?
Thank you. Yes, our nominees today. I don't think we picked two, but Connor Bedard, Andre Burakovsky. Those are your nominees for game pucks today. If you think we're wrong, tell us in the chat, and we won't change anything, but we can talk about it. All right, we're back in 2 minutes. Hit that like button for us. I know the Hawks lost, but you can still be here. You can still hit the like button. It's not a win-only thing. And we have people calling for the Noodle Man. No.
That's a win only.
We live in a society. It's a win-only thing. We are not going to soften. Have you not heard the RC ads?
Yeah. That thing's
We are
not
not
powered by
softening the world.
that thing's powered by RC carbonation.
That's right.
All right, we're not wasting it over
Got
there.
some
right.
kick, got
Yeah.
some fizz, and it'll punch you right in the thirst.
Right in the thirst.
Noodle Man will be out Saturday, hopefully. All right. He does not work on losses, but the like button does work, so hit it.
Yes.
Talk to you in 2 minutes
There you
on
go.
CHGO Blackhawks. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, and with their NHL early payout offer, you're a winner if your team gains a 3-goal lead with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. So download the app, use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. And breaking news from Bet365, new customers get $200 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. Sign up, use our code CHGO365, deposit $10, place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets. If your bet wins or loses, use those bonus bets for spreads, totals, player props, futures, whatever you want. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 plus. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. This offer is in-app only.
We all know that moment. It's game day. You've been working hard all week. You put on your lucky jersey, and it smells a little too lucky. Well, is it the jersey or is it you? Regular deodorant just doesn't cut it anymore after a long day. There's a real game changer now. Mando Deodorant Plus Sweat Control. It's not just another cover-up. Mando is one stick, two jobs, powerful odor and sweat control. It stops odor before it even starts. It's got clinical strength. One swipe and you're good to go. It controls both sweat and odor for 72 hours. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers can get 20% off site-wide with our code CHGO when you go to shopmando.com. Again, 20% off site-wide plus free shipping at shopmando.com, shopmando.com. Support our show. Tell them we sent you. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains and hello to long-lasting freshness.
All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks. Thank you for hitting that like button. We're over 100. Beautiful. Love to see that. Let's keep it going throughout the show. Just get in the habit. You log on. You've clicked the link on our Twitter, wherever you got it. First thing you do, hit that like button. Assuming you've already subscribed, of course. Of course. And a couple of you have sent us super chats. So we're going to get to them right now. Worst case scenario, I like that.
Clever.
Says, these were two NHL caliber teams playing an entertaining game. I couldn't say that a year or two or three ago. Not upset at all with this loss. Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to put it. It's just what we wanted all year. If you go back and listen to our preseason shows, was please make this team play in some meaningful games, make them watchable, make them entertaining, and let the young players look good.
Make them competitive.
I think we can check all of those boxes so far this year.
Yeah, every game they've been in. This one, I'd say metrically, analytically, eye testily, they were in it. They were in it, except for a few saves you'd want to be made, a few mental lapses that you'd want to not have, but are teachable moments, are growing pains. That's what you sign up for with a team like this, with the young players.
I think we said if this road trip is 500, you call that a major win. We had people in the chat say if they go even like 2-3-1 on this trip, it feels like a major win.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at it, it's Winnipeg, Edmonton, Seattle, Calgary,
Detroit.
They end in Detroit. Am I forgetting one? Vancouver. They play Vancouver
Revenge
again.
game.
So I mean, yeah, you look. I'd say Seattle, maybe Vancouver, maybe Calgary. Those are ones that you feel like are pretty even.
Yeah.
Tough test tonight. Get the loss. Edmonton, I know they're not off to a great start, but it's still Edmonton. Like, you still got to take them seriously. And Detroit, they're off to a great start too. So that's going to be a tough game, especially at the end of a 6-game road trip. That's going to be a test. So, yeah, if you come out of this with 3 wins, I would take that at this point of the season. And if you get a performance like this offensively in each of these 6 games, you're going to come away with a couple wins. The defense will work itself out. Spencer Knight's not going to look like this on a game-to-game basis.
The Hawks and Oilers have identical records. Hawks have a +4 goal differential. The Oilers are dead even.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Next up, Zats says, get Lardis and more on the next flight ASAP. 86, Teravainen, is ass.
B6.
Oh, B6.
Bottom 6.
Okay. That makes more sense. I was like, Tavo's ass? I don't think that's true.
He scored. I don't think you need to.
Does have Gordon Bombay as his profile. So
then he knows puck.
Got something going on there.
That's true. I don't think we need a knee-jerk reaction after this.
No,
with
of course not.
The Moore and Lardis, and they're doing fantastic in Rockford. I think we can maybe talk a little bit more about this with Jason Dickinson. Going to look like he's missing at least Saturday's game.
Yeah, doesn't look great. Re-aggravated his nagging shoulder injury.
Yeah, lineup will be lineup's going to have a hole to fill.
So Blackhawks Focus, if you're not following Blackhawks Focus on Twitter, you're missing on every highlight like the instant they happen.
Yeah.
Showed a video of Dickinson's last shift. Dickinson's along the left wing boards, takes a shot, doesn't get hit.
No contact
at all. And then kind of like you could see the motion of snapping the shot off must have tweaked something in his shoulder.
He calls himself off the ice, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I love the fact that Jason Dickinson wants to go out and play if he is physically capable of playing. Mm-hmm. But this is the 3rd time this season he's had to take himself out of a game.
I think so, yeah.
Like, get healthy.
Yeah.
At some point, your determination to like tough it out is hurting the team.
Yeah.
You're already playing with 11 forwards. If you're leaving halfway through, then it's 10. You're asking for way too much from people. So if you need to take a week off, take a week off. Let it heal. Let the shoulder heal so you can be part of this thing if in 2, 3, 4 months you're still fighting for a playoff spot. Right now, you playing 8 minutes, 9 minutes, and having to leave the game several times already this season is not helping the team. He played 8:08.
Yeah.
It was a -2.
I agree. But counterpoint, Jason Dickinson is a guy that's on an expiring contract. He's also, I think, very aware of where this team is going and the players that are coming up in the system and how a lot of them have been playing. Nick Lardis, Oliver Moore. Like, if he sits to get healthy, fully healthy, he might be out for, who knows how long, but a couple games out, maybe they do bring up Oliver Moore, and then Oliver Moore lights it up, and then you got, Wally Pipped. Like, that's tough.
Yeah.
Like that is how professional sports works. It's a next player up business, but a guy like Jason Dickinson's very prideful and very determined and has said over the years that he really wants to show his value to this team and be here for when things are really good. Sure. So any time off for him personally is not great. I agree, though. You want him to be able to play these games down the road and be valuable and be in the lineup and be healthy.
Effective.
But it's
another
it's that tough balance.
Another way you're going to get Oliver Moore and Nick Lardis called up is by going -2 with 1 shot, 3 giveaways, and 20% at the dot in 8 minutes. Because that's what he did tonight.
Yeah.
And sure, I get it. You want to be out there because you want to help the team. You weren't helping the team before you got hurt.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be a dick about it. It's reality. I'm just looking at the stat sheet.
Right.
And that is not an effective performance. So if at your current health, you can't be the Jason Dickinson that's making $4+ million on this team and a guy who is going to kill penalties, win faceoffs, add some depth scoring, finish checks, and be the pain in the ass that made us all fall in love with Big J Dick since he's been here, which I think most Hawks fans really like Jason Dickinson.
Yeah.
Do we see him as part of the long-term future? No. But it doesn't mean we don't like the guy as a player. But right now, he is ineffective. And he's ineffective because he's hurt.
Right.
Like,
and
I get it. I'm going to rub some dirt on it. Hey, I know he's chugging RC Cola. And then he's pouring cherry RC on his shoulder to make it feel better. All that stuff. But, dude, you need more because it's not taking and you're not playing at a level high enough. It's one thing if you're hurt and like, you know what? I'm not scoring. I'm not gonna finish my checks quite as hard as I typically would just to protect myself. That's smart. I can live with that. But this is not. That's bad, dude. That is a bad game. And you know, you look at other veterans on this team, right? Let's see, Nick Foligno, 1507. He had a shot attempt, 4 hits, right? Like he's making an impact. Teuvo Teravainen had a goal, 3 shots, 5 shot attempts. It's not just about, like, let's get these old guys out of here. It's not that at all. Tyler Bertuzzi, another effective night. 4 shot attempts for him and a hit. He was all over the front of the net, keeping plays alive. Like, it's not an ageist thing. It's not a you're not a prospect thing. It's you need to be providing value to the team when you're on the ice, and right now he's not doing that.
Yeah.
And he keeps re-aggravating an injury, which not only is the performance when you're there hurting the team, then you're taking yourself out of the game with a period to go.
Yeah. And
now everyone has to step up and play more minutes and everything. It's tough.
No, I agree. And with it being a shoulder injury, that's not even what he had at the end of last season that ended his season early and he had to have surgery for it. That was on his wrist. So now this is another it's a new injury now that he's having to deal with. And the wrist wasn't even, from his words, 100% yet, but it was, up to par to be able to play and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, the best thing for him health-wise is get as close back to 100% as you can, so that you're not in and out of the lineup, in and out of games, like you're saying. It's just you're in a spot now with this Hawks team though that not every spot is guaranteed. Right. So it's from a player perspective, it's tough, especially a hockey player perspective and the mentality that they play with over some other sports. It's tough. I hope that he can get back to health quickly. Yeah. Because the team's better with Jason Dickinson being healthy and effective than it is without him.
Yep, 100%. And again, like a healthy or reasonably healthy Jason Dickinson is a damn good player with a lot of value. Mm-hmm. So get to that point. I don't think anyone's saying shut it down for a month, but if you got to miss the rest of this trip, 2 weeks to get back up to snuff and ready to go, do it. They've got the personnel. You won a game 7-3 with Sam Lafferty in the lineup. Mm-hmm. He's here.
Well, and you got Mikheyev too.
And Mikheyev I would imagine,
should probably
Saturday.
Probably plays Saturday.
You would think
he took morning skate today, but was out of the game lineup. Yeah, I think if you get Lafferty or you get Mikheyev back in, then you still have your extra forward. You don't need to, do too much as far as the roster goes.
Well, and the same goes for him too, though. Like if you're feeling 50%, like I'm going to test it out during warmups,
right?
He's way too important to the team to re-aggravate something or make something worse.
Right.
So let's not do it. I know we have one more super chat. Should we get it before the break, Joey?
You can do it quickly.
It's from Justin. D is young. Team still showed good fight in the third. That's
yeah,
it. I mean,
absolutely.
How many times have we said this year, like, boy, last year, once it was 4-1, it would probably end up 8-1, and there'd be no fight. This team does not stop fighting.
Yeah.
And today was a good example. We were actually recording the ad breaks when the Hawks scored twice.
Yeah, maybe we should have.
We'll do ad breaks the entire game.
We'll
against
record
the
our
Raiders.
week's worth of ad breaks during the next game, and they'll
right.
win 10-0.
But they did not stop. They did not back down. So that's what you want to see. That's what you're hoping to see as a Hawks fan. All right, one more break. This was recorded during the Alex Vlasic goal, and we'll be back in 2 minutes. Hit that like button. We are close to 150. Let's get there on CHGO Blackhawks. Hockey season is back, and things have been exciting at the United Center. On the road now, but you got plenty of time to search Game Time and find the perfect tickets for when the Blackhawks return. The Game Time app gives the advantage back to you, the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in a few taps. You can save even more when you choose a section and let Game Time choose the seats. And my favorite feature is this views from your seats. Not sure where you're going to sit? Never been to the venue before? Maybe it's a different stage setup, comedy show, something like that. You want to know what it's going to look like? Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. Take the guesswork out of buying NHL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use our code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Redeem code CHGO for $20 off. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
You know that moment, the one when you realize you left your favorite sunglasses at the beach or on the roof of your car or at a gas station 3 states away. I've been there too, tying off a boat on Fox Lake, glasses right here in the collar, and they went down to the bottom of Fox Lake. But I've found Shady Rays, and it's changed the game. These sunglasses are made for real life with seriously good polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive sunglasses. Here's the best part. If you lose or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trips, just replacements. And now you can actually wear your sunglasses without fear on hikes, at concerts, on the boat, wherever you want your Shady Rays. We've teamed up with them for a long time, bringing you an exclusive offer. If you go to shadyrays.com right now, use the code CHGO, you're going to get 35% off of their polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks, and we are back with a new set of CHGO hockey shirts. Get them. The Face-Off collection is available now. It's store.allcitynetwork.com. We've got the Chicago Hockey Club skull and crossed hockey sticks design. Love that one. We've also got the Screamin' Hawk holding the tomahawk with the 4 feathers. Both available right now at store.allcitynetwork.com. And if you want to get one of those for free, or any of our great designs for free, you can become a diehard. allchgo.com/join is the place to become a diehard. Very easy to find. Not only do you get the free shirt, you get 20% off all the merch going forward for the rest of the year, and 20% off all of our events, takeovers, watch parties, everything. Access all of our great written content. I've got a piece about Jonathan Toews coming out tomorrow. There's always stuff coming out from all the beats. And most importantly, in my mind, is you save money on our takeovers. When we go to Hawks games as a group, you save 20%. So if you're buying 2 tickets to the suite on January 19th to see Jonathan Toews, saving 20% on that order is a big savings. So being a diehard pays for itself in very short order with the free shirt. Pretty much the free shirt and saving on a marquee event pays for it. So do it. You also get access to our Diehards Only Discord, which is a lot of fun, which gives you priority on mailbag shows. Look at all those perks just for you.
Lots of perks.
Hit them up.
Speaking of takeovers,
Yeah.
December 13th is our first one of the year.
Yes, sir.
It is against the Detroit Red Wings.
Detroit.
Patrick Kane and Alex DeBrincat back in town. Sold out.
Sold out.
January 19th in the suites.
Yep.
Jonathan Toews' first game back in Chicago against the Blackhawks. Sold out. April 15th, the season finale, the final tune-up before the playoffs.
Vibes Bowl.
At home against the San Jose Sharks. That game still has tickets available. All of those games have some extra little perks to it.
Yeah.
I believe December 13th and the April 15th games have pregame little happy hour at Crossroads Bar right across the road.
They play good music there
from our office. So hang out, have some pregame beverages of your choice, and then we'll go to the game from there. The sweet game, I think, it's sweet. It's the sweet game.
You get unlimited tendies and hot dogs.
Yeah,
that's enough.
And you can test those limits if you want.
I will.
And then
dessert card.
The April 15th game is the regular season finale. That'll be the last post game show of the regular season. So after the game, anyone who wants to, from the takeover, not just anybody, but anyone from the takeover who wants to come back, hang out, be a live studio audience, maybe even be a participant in the final post-game show of the regular season, is welcome to do so.
You're saying one of the fans in the chat can meet Noodle Man?
That's right.
If they win that game.
And take a photo with him?
If they win, yeah.
Oh, yeah, if they win, then no, he's getting in a limo and he's driving far away.
Do we have a CHGO backdrop, I assume, for events and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We'll put Noodle Man in front of it and let people take pictures.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's a great idea.
$10 a pop.
Whoa. But you could,
hey, he doesn't work for
Talk to
free.
Noodle Man's people, man.
You get doubles of the photos.
He doesn't work for free.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of in-studio guests, next time the Hawks are at home, our friend Holly's going to be in town.
Yes.
And she's coming by for a postgame, so we're going to throw her on for a second.
Awesome.
So that'll be a lot of fun. So lots of great stuff coming.
She's got a whole tour of the organization going on. She's going to, 4 Hawks games and
going to Rockford.
2 Ice Hogs games?
I know that if I was coming to Illinois from the UK, the first place I'd want to go would be Rockford, Illinois.
She might be the first.
Yes. Hey, I enjoy Rockford, though.
Yeah. Love Rock Vegas.
And a day and a night in Rockford, beautiful. Go see where the Rockford Peaches played. Mm-hmm. Really cool. It's a cool experience. Beefaroo, of course, you have to.
Gotta hit up Beefaroo.
And a very shady hot dog place I tried, but it was damn good. I can't think of what it was called, but it was excellent.
Some of the best food is in some of the shadiest locations.
Correct. That is scientifically proven. Mm-hmm. Scientifically proven. All right. Well, more thoughts on this one. We talked pregame about the Jonathan Toews experience, like watching this game, and I got to say, like, as much as like the lead up felt big and the conversation about it felt big, it kind of had like as other gamey as it can feel. Mm-hmm. I think, and Toews was pretty effective. I think he ended up with 5 shots on goal,
got an assist,
had an assist, and then won a crap ton of faceoffs. Typical day for him.
Yeah.
14 and 6 from the dot for 70%. It's
pretty good,
man. But I mean, when you watch him, he's out there making a difference, man. He's not the offensive player he used to be. That's a given.
Yeah.
As most people at 37 aren't, right? As Nick Foligno too. But just the defensive savvy there in the first period, I think he broke up like 4 or 5 plays.
Yeah. Just
by having a good stick, knowing where it's going. Late in the game, he had that patented Jonathan Toews receive the puck below the goal line, try to walk out, backhand it in, and then try to poke the rebound in. We've seen him do that a million times here. I'm just happy to see the guy playing again. I'm glad he was able to overcome all this and actually make it happen. So shout out Jonathan Toews. It was cool to see him come all the way back. And as much as it sucks that the Jets won, at least it wasn't. I think if he had like 2 goals, it would have been a little more painful. Yeah. But he had a good game, but not just like a soul crushing game for Hawks fans.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why he's best suited to go on this comeback effort to go to a team like the Jets, where he doesn't need to be vintage Jonathan Toews. He can go and play a different role, where if you chip in offensively, that's great, but playing that defensive game and being reliable at the dot, like a great defensive second, third line center is very valuable in the NHL, and lots of teams would love to have that, especially playoff teams. So for him to play that role with the Jets, like that's a really good fit. And yeah, like he seems like he is a better version than the last time we saw him in that final season in Chicago, where towards the end of the year you could really tell physically he was fighting an uphill battle. just to get through the end of the season. But yeah, he looked good. He looks really effective, and yeah, like we said in the pregame, and I just think it's going to be fun to watch him, however long this comeback lasts. If it's just a year, if he just wanted to prove to himself that he could do it, and this is the year that empties the tank for him hockey wise, then so be it. But yeah, I am happy to see him back and be playing and being effective, because if he comes back and he's the same guy he was at the end of that final Hawk season, you'd be a little like sad to see that, because you want him to be at the top of his game, or whatever that looks like now at this stage of his career. You don't want him to be continuing to fight that uphill battle just to try and make that comeback. So still weird to see him in another uniform, but yeah, I think I got over it quickly.
Yeah, I think so too. We're going to hear from Jeff Blashill here in a moment. Before we do, I do want to talk about Artem Levshunov a little bit. Had an assist in this one. Happy birthday to him, by the way.
Yeah.
The other day, Tuesday. It feels like he's starting to get a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
Starting to gain a little bit of confidence. That, I think it was the second power play the Hawks had. He's on the second unit, as he has been all season. But a couple really smart plays to kind of keep the play alive, retain possession at the blue line. And once he's got the puck on his stick in the offensive zone, moves it well, makes good decisions with the puck. I still think there are some times where he's pressured in the defensive zone where he can cough it up a little bit. You want to see him clean that up, obviously. Mm-hmm. But, man, I think he is truly an asset on the power play, and got that puck to Bedard, who got it to Burakovsky for the assist. I feel like he is starting to come along a little bit.
Yeah.
And I noticed kind of during the game people were noticing the same.
Yeah, I think he's still working on that mentality of being confident with the puck, but especially on the power play, like he's been able to continue to be effective. And I think what's nice is that both him and Renzel feel confident to shoot on the power play, and that's something that I feel like for the last 2 years we've been begging for them to do, anybody on the power play, but especially from the defensive spot, to shoot more. And I think Levshunov has gotten that message, and he feels comfortable and confident, and he has a really good ability to get the puck through traffic and get it on the net, where then you have guys like Doc and Bertuzzi and sometimes Foligno on those units to play that net front role and cause traffic and get deflections and rebounds. Like, he can be effective that way. So that was good to see. It's still a learning process at all facets of the game for him, but I think it's as much as we've wanted him to be a stud right away, it's those baby steps and those small increments and just making sure the arrow is continuously pointed up, and it still feels that way from the start of this season to this game. He feels like a better player over the last 10, 11 games.
Yes. Did you see on the latest Every Shift, I don't know if it was training camp or early in the season, but Mike Vellucci, assistant coach who is in charge of the power play, looks at him and says, "Don't be afraid to shoot.
Yeah.
We want you shooting the puck a lot." He's got, don't jump down my throat, I'm just going to make the comparison because it reminds me of it. Chris Chelios used to have a heavy shot where something about it just made it look more painful, and it kind of had it felt like it had a honing system on it. Like it seemed to find, even if it didn't go in, it would get to the goalie or get to a rebound. It would create a rebound. Yeah. It just had this style of shot where the puck just kind of you'd hear it hit the goalie pad, thud. It'd be a heavier sound.
Yeah.
Levshunov has a similar shot like that. I want to see him start using it more. A moment in that same power play where he was right there in the middle at the blue line, stick up in the air waiting for that one-timer. So the mindset is getting there, and as he and any young defenseman get more comfortable, they'll start taking shots where they would maybe have deferred to pass, last year or early in their careers. It's a very common thing with young defensemen to be hesitant. I mean, look, we've seen it from Connor Bedard, looking to make passes to veterans. Like,
Yeah,
don't pass to Pat Maroon. What are you doing? You know, like even Pat Maroon's like, no, don't shoot the puck. Bedard is starting to figure that out. We're seeing night after night, he's got 7, 8, 10 shot attempts. That's become the norm now instead of the outlier.
Well,
so
and he got into the league and didn't want to just be a shooter only. He made I just remember him in the first few months of his rookie year just being like, well, I like to be a playmaker too. And it's just like, dude, you just scored 75,000 goals. Enough. Like, use your shot, man.
Yeah.
So I think he's getting it now.
And your shot will create rebounds.
Yeah.
Like that's
I mean, yeah, I that's a way to be effective. And also, yes, his playmaking is improved. He still has that skill, but it's his shot that is his most deadly weapon. And if you did watch the most recent Every Shift episode, you saw that moment between Mike Vellucci and Artem Leshonov, and you heard us a lot.
Yeah, they love us.
Yeah.
They should put Kyle Davidson on the show someday.
That'd be nice.
That'd be fun.
Clip that.
All right, let's hear from Blackhawks head coach Jeff Blashill. This video courtesy of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Haven't been a whole lot of nights like this year so far. What can you take from a game like this?
One of the things I would say is we haven't been down 3 kind of going into the third, we haven't at all year, and I thought our guys came out and fought hard. That was one of the things I was interested to see in terms of the character of our group. Were we going to lay down or were we going to come out and play? And I thought we did a good job of that. I mean, that's a huge, against this team, it's hard to come back from that, and, we certainly made a fight for it. But that part I was excited about. I think there was moments. It was a kind of a weird game. There was moments in the game I thought we played really well, and then we made some big mistakes, and those big mistakes ended up in our net. Obviously they have one of the best top lines in the league, and those guys get opportunities. They're going to make you pay, and they did tonight.
Talked this morning about how Spencer Knight had been, playing just so perfectly. I mean, everyone has a night like this once in a while, I suppose.
For sure. Spencer's been great for us. He's going to continue to be real good for us. So it's just, it was one of those nights where the puck found its way in, and we kind of move on. We'll look at the video. We'll have some teaching stuff tomorrow. We'll get better, and then we'll have a practice, and we'll move on to Edmonton.
It seemed like some of the young D stepped up and got beat. Neutral zone.
Yeah.
Blue line. What do you think? What would be your correction on that?
Kind of within our rules, in neutral zone, we shouldn't be running north. We should be lateral gapping. Part of what a defenseman has to do is kind of see with numbers, and certainly on the second goal, we didn't do that. That's one. Actually, that shift was great. Actually, we had a great shift, and they come down 2-on-1 and score. And that's kind of the. I think the maturing process for our team is you work so hard to have a good shift, create those kind of things. You can't give up those kind of easy chances, and not that you can at home, but you certainly can on the road.
What up with Dickinson?
We'll see. He'll be evaluated tomorrow, and I'll see where he's at tomorrow. But he's definitely questionable for our game in Edmonton.
Is it a nagging thing that he's been dealing with?
Yeah, nagging thing. So
when you're down him and McKay, those are arguably your two best defensive forwards. How hard is that?
Yeah, it's hard. They've been a line. If they were both in together, we would have tried to work to, even though it's on the road, to try to get them matched up against Scheifele's line, and they're not. They're obviously a big piece of the penalty kill. We gave one up quick on the penalty kill, but they're just really good players. So that is. We've got a lot of young talent, but you still need those guys that know how to kind of manage their shifts and go against other teams, really good players. So it'll be something we'll have to deal with. I'm hoping Mickey will be back by Saturday, but we'll see.
What do you think of that Burakovsky goal?
It is what I thought that line was pretty good, to be honest with you. I guess that would be the one thing I'd say. I thought from a skill standpoint they were good. I think they need to make sure they each get to the net, so that's an important piece of it. But I think as a line I thought they were good.
Jeff Blashill unimpressed with the Andre Burakovsky goal of the year. You know why? Because he's a goalie. Screw that. You can't do that. It's cheating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he's probably got a mindset of cool moment. We lost the game, though.
Yeah,
I think it's more than that. But we can fawn over it.
Yeah, I'm going to. That was awesome.
Goal.
I'm going to watch that again and again.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it right now.
Couple things from Blashill. Definitely mentioned that Louis Crevier, that second goal. He didn't say Crevier's name, which is good. You don't want a coach calling out a player
Yeah.
in the media for something like that. But
Doesn't
like
need to.
instead of going north, which is what Crevier did along those right wing boards, tries to push forward to keep the play alive, but doesn't check his shoulder. And was it Vlasic? Yeah, leaves kind of Vlasic hung out to dry, defending a 2-on-1 in a perfect saucer pass from Mark Scheifele right on the tape. And there's nothing Spencer Knight can do about that one. But those are the lessons we're talking about. And I see what Crevier is trying to do, right? Like, they just had a really good shift. As Blashill mentioned, they had a ton of pressure on the Jets at that point. Really good, lots of looks, lots of chances. And Crevier's mind is, I want to keep this going. I want to keep this play alive. I'm in a pinch. I'm going to use my size. But as soon as it pops behind you, you're kind of effed.
Yeah, and I think you had your forward group out there on an extended shift. So even the help that you might have expected to come back the other way wasn't there for you. So that's a moment that you learn from it. And this is, still a defensive structure and defensive system within what Jeff Blashill is trying to accomplish with this group that's still under construction. I know it's looked good most nights, most games, but it's still just 11 games in. Like, there's still some things that need to be ingrained and some things that'll become more natural and less thought-provoking while out on the ice. So hopefully that's one of those moments that Crevier is just like, all right, I see the error of my ways, and kind of make sure that you're falling back into that structure rather than trying to get a little too aggressive, too caught up in what could have been a caught up in the moment type of play.
I mean, the best way to learn a lesson is to make the mistake, right? Like, it's okay. All right. No, that's what you mean by don't go north and check your shoulder. Okay. Yeah. Next time I have that instinct, he'll never forget that.
I was I was at the playground today with my daughter. She's 4 years old. She went to the top of the slide, and there's one of those ones where it's two slides next to each other, and one's straight down and one's got some bumps. And I was like, oh, which one are you going to do? And she was like, I'm going to do the fast one. I'm like, all right. And she gets on her belly. She puts her hands out. And I was like, why don't we go feet first on the fast one? And before my sentence was over, she's going down, and she zoops right off the slide, falls on the ground, face first. It's one of those rubber matted things. Yep. She was fine.
Right.
But I kind of looked at her. I was just like, well, that's why we go feet first on the last one. Like, it's one of those moments, but for Louis Crevier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't go down the slide head first,
Yeah.
Louis. Okay.
Also, always
first.
go down those slides wearing pants.
She
That
was
is
wearing pants.
Okay, good.
That's a good
you want
answer.
to get some burns.
Just get your skin
happen real
ripped off.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't. It's not like those metal ones that get up to like
Back when I was
500
a kid,
degrees in the summer.
When they had just like screws sticking out of them.
Yeah, exactly. Or the little ridges as you hit those corners, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to
Joe.
take some pain for a little bit of fun.
Yeah. See, that's RC Cola loves those slides.
Oh, sure. They sponsor them.
I do want to talk about Knight a little bit, and I saw Ben Pope point this out. Winnipeg was shooting blocker on him a lot. A lot. Like, it was clearly very intentional. So I don't know if that's something that maybe they're going to school about, something they've seen on tape. Ben Pope actually pointed out that they're shooting blocker against the grain, meaning if they're on the right wing side, they're facing Knight, they're to his left, their right. They're shooting blocker from that side. It feels like they're seeing some kind of angle or gap
How he covers it.
available for Knight there. So something to keep an eye on. I'm sure Jimmy Waite will identify that very quickly and work on it. But just something to keep an eye on is Edmonton and those more skilled teams that create more offense, get more looks. If they're starting to target that blocker, might be something to keep an eye on. But I have seen him a lot of this year very calmly just like blocker the puck aside. Boom. He'll just like blocker it into the corner.
Yeah.
So maybe they think he's a little lackadaisical with it. Maybe they think there's a bit of a weakness there. But just something to keep an eye on, something that I had noticed and Ben Pope noticed in today's game. So we'll see.
Interesting.
But if there's anything I know about Spencer Knight, it's that if there is something that is being exposed, he is going to obsessively work on it.
Yeah.
And fix it.
Yeah. He's a goalie student to learn I think being with Jimmy Waite's a great way to learn. He's coached up some really good goaltenders in his day, and I hearing that, noticing that, I call back to when the Blackhawks first got Spencer Knight, and we talked with our buddy Steve Peters, goaltending expert, I call him, and he talked about Knight being really, really good at taking away the bottom third of the net, staying low. So if you're doing that cross the grain blocker side attack, maybe he's trying to take advantage of that upper third of the net that maybe is not a strong point.
Yeah.
With Knight, knowing that if you keep it low, he's gonna be able to make the saves. So that's good. I mean, that's one of those like real granular details of the game that like teams can really get down to and try and expose, and even those small percentage chances to make something to exploit. Like really good teams can do a good job of like taking advantage of that. So good on the Jets if they're taking advantage of something like that, because a guy like Spencer Knight's not going to have right now, from what we've seen, too many weaknesses, and a guy that is that cerebral as a goaltender, positionally sound, but still athletic enough to make some of those more dramatic saves. It's not going to be often you're going to have a night like this where some softer shots can beat him. There's going to be nights where you're going to have to work really hard to try and get some goals on him. So
I'm looking at his save percentage zone map from last year. Now, obviously, the lowest number is right in front, as it's going to be with every goalie.
Yeah,
855
goals are scored.
Right to his right, which is his blocker side, save percentage is 903. On the glove side, it's 954. So a big difference.
There you go.
Blocker to glove. Now, if we're looking at this year alone, which obviously small sample size, right in front, 857. Glove side, 1,000, 100%.
That's good.
Blocker side, 80%.
Wow.
So, again, super limited. Super limited.
Yeah.
But it's just something to keep an eye on as the season goes on. Is that because, again, he's so strong down low. Obviously, his glove is excellent. So It might just be a matter of he is most vulnerable blocker high. But I think you'd probably say that about every goalie in the league. Like that.
Yeah, I'd say
that
that's
is
a more
what you have the least kind of control with.
That's still a more common occurrence, but it's something that can be if they got those numbers right now that they're looking at and saying don't bother going glove side, then it kind of takes something out of your mind as someone taking a shot and saying, well, I don't even need to worry about 1/5 of the net. I'm going to try and exploit this other side that has a higher percentage of working.
Yeah. I just think, though, that's just thinking from a goalie perspective, I would have the least amount of control stick blocker high.
Yeah.
Just based on the equipment I'm wearing and the
mechanics.
You've already got your stick, you got your glove here, you got your stick here. You have to kind of flip your whole arm over if you're going to try to stop it high. Like, so it is the toughest save to make, especially for a guy, as PD pointed out, like you said, who is so strong down low. Maybe he has a tendency to go down low a little sooner than ideal.
Yeah.
That top right's going to be open.
His stance is a little lower.
Right.
Inherently.
Right. Well, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
All right. We are off tomorrow, but we are dropping a mini pod. Mm-hmm. And you're going to like it because we discuss Oliver Moore and Nick Lardis.
Yeah. Yeah.
10 minutes of red-hot Moore and Lardis action.
Sure.
So you'll love that. And then Saturday, we are back pre and post against the Edmonton Oilers. I haven't even looked at the time of that game yet.
I believe it's a 8 p.m. start time.
I can live with that.
Yeah, so that
Nope, it's 9 p.m. So 8:30 pregame.
9 p.m. Really?
9 p.m. puck drop.
Are we sure? Hold
Yes,
on. Are we
late
sure?
night postgame.
Hold on.
Huzzah!
I could have swore it was 8.
Well, according to
No, yeah, you're right.
the schedule,
9
it
p.m.
says 9.
9 p.m. Central.
Yeah, so 8:30 pregame, and we'll talk to you postgame. So be there. Don't miss it. If you've not done it yet, please do us a favor. Hit that like button on your way out. Remember, stay tuned for tomorrow's mini pod. And I got a Blackhawks beat coming out in the morning. It'll be there when you wake up. So read that if you're a diehard, or become a diehard to read it. Talk to you on Saturday on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.